Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're going to be drafting, cutting and sewing this corset dress with straps. Okay, so the video is going to be very detailed. I'll show you every step of the way. All right, so let's get right into the drafting process. Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's jump right into it. We're going to be working with a shoulder of 16 16 16 divided by 2, that's 8. You make a dot at the 8 inches, and then we're working with neck width of 3 by 1. Neck depth for the back is 1 inch. Or let's first label. So this is the center back, and this is the center front. Okay, so let's jump right into it. We've marked shoulder of 16 over 2, that's 8. Neck width of 3, neck depth of 1, that's for the back. For the front, we're marking shoulder of 8, neck depth of 3, neck width of 3, neck depth of 3. Now let's connect these points together. Let's also connect the neck for the back. Okay, so here we have it. Now let's proceed. Shoulder slope for the front is 1.5 inches. Shoulder slope for the back is 1 inch. Okay, so to get your ankle depth, you're going to do your bust round divided by 6 plus 1.5. And we're working with bust round of 40. 40 divided by 6 plus 1.5 will give us 8.16. But we're going to be making use of 8. Now the 8, we make a dot here. Remember we sloped the back with 1 inch, so we take we're going to take our tape rule back to the starting point. So you're going to place it like this. Okay, so to that point that we had earlier marked, that's 9 inches. Now you're going to mark your 9 inches across. So we're marking our 9 inches across so that we can get a straight line. Okay, so we're going to connect this now. Okay, so we've marked our chest line. Next thing we're going to do is to transfer our shoulder measurement. Remember, we're working with shoulder of 16, so half of it is 8. We come back here and mark our 8 inches. Come back here, come down here and mark our 8 inches as well. Then we're connecting with a broken line. Okay. Now we've done that. Okay, so next thing for us to mark is our let's take all our vertical measurements. Now we're working with our bust point of 10.5, under bust point of 14, then half length of 18. We'll repeat the same here. We're going to connect these points. Okay, so let's label. This is our bust point, this is our under bust line, and this is our half length, or you can call it your waist. Okay, then for the back, my back length is 15.5. So I'm simply going to place my tape rule 15.5. So I'll connect these lines together. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so we've marked our back length. Now let's come back here. We're working with a bust round of 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10. We'll place it on our chest line and mark. Okay, now let's get our armhole curve. For your front, you come up by 3 inches and make a mark there, and on that point you go in by 0.75. So we're going to be connecting this. So we're connecting with a straight line there. Then we're connecting to the bust round divided by 4. Okay, so for the back, I like to tighten my back to avoid that gaping, and I'm going to be using 0.5 to tighten my back. So I'm going to use 0.5 to slope my back, and to know the extent here, we're simply going to be dividing this line by 2. So we're connecting. This is to avoid that bulge. So here we have it. Now on this line, I'm going to mark my bust round. Now to mark your bust round, we're going to be starting from here, not from this blue line. We're starting from this green line. And remember, my bust round is 40. 40 over 4, that's 10. I'll go ahead and make a mark there. Then on this armhole line as well, we're going to be taking the middle of it. Simply place your tape straight, fold it into 2, then make a mark at that point. After that, you come in by 0.5. So we're connecting to the 0.5 mark here. Then we're using our curve to connect to our bust round divided by 4. Okay, so there we have it. Next thing for us to do is to mark our waist. We're working with waist of 35, and okay, we're working with waist of 35. 35 divided by 4, that's 8.75. We come to our waistline and mark our 8.75 here. Then we're going to be using 1.5 inches, that allowance. So we add it to the front and then we mark. Now we're going to be connecting our bust round divided by 4 to our waistline. Okay, now let's also take our waist for the back. We're starting it from this line, from here, not from here. So from here, we're going to be marking our waist round divided by 4. That's 8.75. 35 over 4, that's 8.75. We'll mark it. For the back, that I want to make use of 1 inch. So we'll add it. So we're connecting from here to here as well. Now this is it. So let's proceed. My bust span is 8 inches, and 8 inches divided by 2, that's 4. You go ahead and place on your waistline or on your half length and mark. Place it on your under bust and mark. place it on the bust point and mark as well. Okay, but on the bust point we're going to be coming down by 1 inch. So let's also mark our bust span of 4 at that point. Okay, so we're going to be connecting this now with a straight line. Okay, so remember our dart allowance of 1.5. 1.5 divided by 2, that's 0.75. You mark 0.75 on each side, and then we're connecting it to this 1 inch that we came down with. Okay, so here we have it. Now we're going to divide our shoulder line. To get the middle, simply place your tape and fold. So at that point you make a dot, and then we're going to be connecting it to the bust point. Let's use our pencil first, then we'll come back with our marker. Connect from the middle of the shoulder to the bust point. Okay, so there we have it. The next thing for us to do is to mark our neck depth, and I'll be using 6 inches as my neck depth, which is exactly on my chest line here. So from that point, I'm going to mark 0.5 inch all the way down. Okay, so you mark your 0.5 inch and then you connect. So we've connected to this point. We'll mark at 0.5. Okay, so the next thing for us to do is to mark my cleavage depth. Okay, so your cleavage depth is the extent of the revealing. Okay, that's the extent of your revealing. I like to measure it from my under bust, for the tape, and then I like to measure it from my under bust, so the tape will pass from your under bust up to the top of your bust. For mine, I want it to be 6.5. Okay, so you place your tape from your under bust, you take it up. Mine is 6.5. So if you want to measure it from here, this is 6.75 from your shoulder slope, but I measure mine from my under bust upwards. That's my cleavage depth. That's the extent of the revealing I want it. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and mark my 6.5, and I'll rule a straight line across. Okay, so let's label. I'll call this my cleave. I'll call it my cleave line. Okay, so the next thing for us to do at that point, I want to tighten my bust with 1 inch. So I'll go ahead, use my pencil and mark my 1 inch on both sides. Then we're connecting it to the bust point. Okay, so we've connected to our cleave line. Now the next thing for us to do now is to connect. We're connecting from here to this point with a curve, just a slight curve, because we're still going to reshape it. Let's use our pencil, then we'll come back with our marker pen later. So we're connecting from here to here. Now for this point, okay, then let's take our under bust. The under bust we're working with is 34. 34 divided by 4, that's 8.5. So we'll go ahead and place. We're marking from here, from this starting point, and not from the blue line. We're marking from this starting point. So you place my 8.5 there, and I'll make a mark. Okay, so let's measure what I have left. I have almost 1.75. So what you're going to do is simply fold your tape to meet that point. Okay, so we're going to be marking it on the both sides of the dart. So that's it. Now let's connect. Okay, now let's take our bust dart. Remember, our front length is 18, back length is 15.5. So the difference between the two is 2.5. You place your tape on your bust point line and then you mark your 2.5. So we're going to be connecting it back to this to the bust point. Okay, so you place your ruler like this. Okay, so we've connected back to the bust point. Now we're going to come in with our ruler to shape. Okay, so we're connecting it from here to here. Okay, so for this side as well, we're going to place your curve. Let's use pencil because we're going to still reshape this curve. Okay, so here we have it. This is it for here. So the next thing for us to do is to curve this side. We'll do that with pencil because we're still going back. We're still going to reshape it. Now, this is what we have. Okay, now the next thing for us to do is to take our cup width. So your cup width is the distance you're going to place your tape from one side of your bust across to the center. So from the bra iron on the side of your bust, you're going to place your tape across to the middle, and mine is 8.75. Mine is 8.75. Okay, so I'm going to measure it. I'm going to place it on the bust point line. This way, mine is 8.75. I'll make a mark. I'll make a mark there. Okay, remember that we've not folded our bust dart. Okay, now we need a now the next thing for us to do is to come in with our curve. We're going to be curving from here to here, then we're going to be connecting from here to here as well. Now let's come in with our pencil. Okay, so here we have it for this side. You can go ahead and measure. What I have here is 1.25. Okay, so we're going to draw a temporal curve line here, then fold our bust dart, and then we're going to reshape. Okay, so let's connect first. Okay, so we've connected. Now the next thing for us to do, let's plot our back dart, then we can come back to this point. Okay, now for our back dart, I like to measure from this point, from the half-inch tightening we did. I like to measure the entire back. I have 9.75, so I'll simply fold my tape into two and make a mark at that middle. I just like to centralize my dart. Then you're going to measure from this point now, so we can get a straight line. So we're measuring from this starting point. That's 5 points. That's 5.5. Then we'll place it here and make a mark at that point. Then from the chest line, we're coming down by 1 inch. Okay, so we're drawing a straight line for the back. Drawing a straight line for the back. Then we'll go in. Remember that allowance of 1 inch. So we're taking half on both sides, and then we're connecting to this point. Now this is it. So to tighten the back dart, we're going to extend our line upwards. Let's tighten our back dart. We extend our line to the chest line. Then we'll tighten it with 0.25 on each side. Okay, so we're going to connect it back to this point. So we're connecting this way. Okay, so this is it for the back. I didn't want to slope my back lower. I like the way it is, so I'm simply going to maintain this chest line. Okay, now I'm going to be lacing my back. So to lace my back, I'll come in by 2 inches here, and then at this point I'll come in by 1 inch. I don't want it so wide. Now let's connect. Okay, so I like to write 2 inches and then 1 inch. Okay, then you can also go ahead and write your chest line, just so that when you're done cutting, you will know. Then put your arrows like this. Then let's also label here. This is our side back, SB. Okay, and this is our what? Our center back, because we're going to be cutting our initial markings off. Okay, now this is it. I like to also put my arrows here, just so that I will know where it's facing up. Okay, so we're done with the back. Now for the front. It's time for us to cut, so that we can close the bust dart and reshape this curve here. Okay, so we'll stop there, and then let's also cut on the back. Okay, so we've cut open. Now let's fold in our bust dart. So have you seen? It has jumped the line. Now we're going to temporarily tape it down. Okay, so we're going to reshape. We'll be reshaping this side. Okay, so let's reshape. So here we have it for this side. Now let's reshape the curve. Let's still go ahead. Remember I said that my cup weight is 8.75. Now here is my 8.75. It's still at that point, so I'm going to go ahead to connect. Can you see now? Okay, so we have a new line. Go ahead and clean the first one. So we have a new line now. So this is our new line now. But for this point, I want to reshape this side a bit. Okay, I think I like the way it's looking now. Now, this is our new line. I'll go ahead with my curve. Okay, I like the way it looks now. Okay, so I'll go ahead now to reshape. But before that, I want to come down by 2 inches. I want to cut this as a 3-piece. So I'll come down here by 2 inches and then here by 2 inches as well. Then the middle by 3. So I'm going to connect. I'll try using a curve, but if it doesn't work, we'll make use of our freehand. Okay, so I'll go ahead. So now, next thing for us to do is to try and blend and align these points. Now you find that when we fold it, it won't match. Okay, can you see now? Can you see? I just folded, it's not matching. So that was why I left it with just the pencil. Now we're going to come back and reshape that line. The two curves need to meet. Okay, so now they're meeting. I'll go ahead and clean the first line. Okay, so this is it now. They have met. So this is our new line. All right, so let me now go in with my marker. Okay, great. So here we have it. We have it and we are actually done. The next thing for us to do now is to cut out. So I like to start my cutting from the back. So go ahead and cut. Okay, so this is it for the back. We're done with the back. Then let's cut the front. So I'll come in with my tape and tape that edge completely. Great, so let's cut. Okay, so here we have it. I always like to reshape my bust point so that when you're done, it doesn't look too pointy. Now, we'll come in to reshape our bust point. I like to do this so that when we're done, it won't look too pointy. Okay, so let's label. Before we forget, this is our side front. Okay, this is our side front. Then let's label this side. So this is the bust point. This is equally the bust point, because when you cut, this is this SF, let's call it SF, side front. When you cut, you may not know which is which anymore. Okay, so we're cutting. Okay, so here we have it. We've taken off that sharp point. Now this is it. Let's cut the other side as well. All right, guys, I don't know, I just like to leave the skeleton sometimes. Okay, okay, so let me also label here. There's the bust point, bust point. This is the center front, center front. Then you put your arrow so you know where it's heading to. Okay, guys, so here we have it. Anymore. Now, this is what we have now. Now, let's tape. Let's reshape the corpse. So let's reshape the corpse. Can you see the lines? The lines are still meeting. Now we're going to tape it down. Okay, so we're going to tape it down. Then we'll reshape our cup. Okay, then it's time for us to cut. All right, so here we have it. We'll take off the tape here. So this is it, guys. We're done. This is what we have. And then this is the back. Okay, for the back, let's take off the darts. Okay, and here we have it. This is the back. All right, guys, and this is the front. Okay, so that's it for the cutting. All right, guys, so that's it for the cutting. We're going to transfer it to fabric, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so I went ahead to transfer them to fabric. Okay, and I added 0.5 sewing allowance. All right, guys, so in the next video I'm going to be showing us how to join it step by step. Okay, kindly subscribe, like, and share. Okay, leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll see us in the next video.